prosecutor Nick Akerman and former federal prosecutor Shan Wu. Shan, let me start with you. I assume you think that the Justice Department should appeal this decision.
Oh, absolutely. I think not only is the decision legally flawed, but I think it's a very dangerous decision. I mean, it gives this judge the power to meddle in a criminal investigation, and logistically for DOJ, it could really have the potential to not only slow down, but actually derail their ability to prosecute.
Nick, what do you think about that? Would an appeal be successful, do you think?
I think it's going to be hard because there is this kind of innate reaction to all of this by the judges, the same reaction that the magistrate judge had with respect to trying to release more information. That is, that this is a very unusual situation. It involves a former president, never happened before, and they are kind of looking for a transparency or an ability to make it look like the process is fair. Now, the magistrate judge applied the law properly. This judge did not, but I think it's going to be very difficult to appeal this to the 11th Circuit on a purely legal basis, because it seems like the judges that look at this look at the unusual situation we've got and the idea that, well, is there really any harm to the government in having a special master that will re-review what has already been done?
Yeah, I just want to point out, if I can, that former Attorney General Bill Barr also talked about the unprecedented nature of this. And as Nick pointed out, and I have said before, this is obviously unprecedented. But Attorney General Barr, Trump's Attorney General, noted who was first in the unprecedented competition here. Let's just play that sound.
People say this was unprecedented. Well, it's also unprecedented for a president to take all this classified information and put him in a country club, okay? And how long is the government going to try to get that back? The facts are starting to show that they were being jerked around. And so how long do they wait?
What do you think, Shan?
Well, I find myself in the unusual position of agreeing with Bill Barr, but I think that the Justice Department was jerked around. I think they need to nip this in the bud by trying to appeal it. Even if it's a losing proposition, on principle, it's really important not to allow people to enjoin the department from doing their job.
Nick, what do you make of that, about Attorney General Barr's argument, basically, yes, this is unprecedented, but Donald Trump was the one who was unprecedented first?
Oh, no question about it. I mean, Donald Trump was the one who even announced that the search warrant took place. I mean, he's the one that leaked everything. Normally, the Department of Justice never announces a search warrant being executed until the time of trial when these things come out. I mean, keep in mind that even with this, the investigation is still going to go forward in the District of Columbia. It's a grand jury investigation over which this judge in the Southern District of Florida has no jurisdiction.
And Nick, let me just stick with you, because you've said that while this decision by this judge may look like a legal victory for Trump, you actually see it as a, quote, colossal political loss. Why?
Oh, no question about it. What this is going to do, if there's a special master, there's going to be reports by the special master. This is going to stay in the news straight through the midterms. Everyone is going to be talking about Donald Trump's theft of classified information and what the special master is doing. This is the last thing that the Republicans want out there as the focus of the public before the midterms. I mean, Donald Trump, right from day one, by even announcing the search warrant, has made this an issue. This is worse than if he had announced for president. This has really brought this whole Trumpism right to the forefront, where people are talking about it, and it's not going to appeal to people in the suburbs or the independents that the Republicans need to take back the House and the Senate.
Shan, do you think any of this is related to whether or not they're going to bring charges ultimately? I mean, is there not a presumption that they wouldn't be doing this if there wasn't actually some sort of case that they might bring?
Oh, I think that's right, Jake. I don't think it will affect Garland and DOJ from a political pressure standpoint. But on a substantive basis, if this special master says that there is a whole bunch of documents that can't be used because of executive privilege, for example, that could affect their decision to charge, because that's the crux of their case, a lot of these documents, and they'd have to consider, in light of that, what do we do with it if this judge is cutting the legs out from underneath the case.
Interesting. All right, Nick and Shan, thanks so much for being here. Appreciate it. Coming up next, we go to the front.